Hi all, Raven Azar here again for another Commander deck tech for EDH Boxing League. Today we're going to be going over Volo, Guide to Monsters. He's 2 colorless and a green and a blue human wizard. 3/2 says whenever you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, copy that spell, and a copy of the creature spell becomes a token. So this deck, what we're going to be trying to do is utilize Volo's ability to generate extra value based off of the mana that we're playing from creatures. So let's see what we got going on today, okay? This guy's good. I like him. Cards from the set, from the Dungeons and Dragons set. Running Neverwinter Dryad. It's a green to play Dryad 1/1. Says you can pay 2, sacrifice Neverwinter Dryad, search your library for a basic forest card, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Pretty good. Next, running Dragon Turtle for a colorless and double blue. Dragon Turtle's a dragon turtle. I love that. It's 3/5 with flash. It's got drag below. When Dragon Turtle enters the battlefield, tap it, and up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. They don't untap during their controller's next untap steps. Pretty good. Also running Mind Flare for 3 colors and double blue to play. It's horror, 3/3. It's got Dominate Monster. When Mind Flare enters battlefield, gain control of target creature for as long as you control Mind Flare. This guy's good. I really like playing him. Running, you come to a river for a colorless and a blue. Instant. Get to choose one. Fight the current. Turn target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Or find a crossing. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Pretty good. Running Druid class for a colorless and a green. Enchantment. When a land enters battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. You can pay 2 colors and a green to make this into a level 2. And if you do, you may play an additional land on each of your turns. That's pretty powerful. You can also pay 4 colors and a green to become level 3. And when this class becomes level 3, target land you control becomes a creature with haste, and this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control, and it's still land. Very good card. Last but not least, running Ranger class. It's 1 colors and a green to play, enchantment class, right? It says when Ranger class enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. You may pay a colorless and a green, become level 2, and when you do, whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. That's pretty good. You also can become level 3 by paying 3 colors and a green. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may cast creature spells from the top of your library. That's pretty good. Those are the guys I'm running from this set. Advance warning, I got a lot of monsters. So here we go. Running Golden Hind for a colorless and a green. Elk creature, 2/1. You can tap it to add green to your mana pool. Running Elysian Caryatid. Pronouncing that incorrectly, sorry. It's a colorless and a green to play. It's a plant, 1/1. You can tap to add mana of any color, and if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, add 2 mana of any one color instead. Pretty good. Running Kyria's Follower for a green and a blue, Merfolk, 2/2. I can tap it to untap another target permanent. That's pretty good. Running Merrileaf Pixie for a green and a blue. It's a fairy, 2/2 with flying. I can tap it to add green or blue. Running the Overgrown Battlement for a colorless and a green. It's a wall, 0/4 with Defender. I can tap it to add green to your mana pool for each creature with Defender you control. Running Spectral Adversary for a colorless and a blue. Spirit, 2/1 with flash and flying. When Spectral Adversary enters the battlefield, you may pay a colorless and a blue any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many +1/+1 counters on Spectral Adversary, and up to that many other target artifacts, creatures, or enchantments phase out. Pretty good. I like this card. Running the Wildborn Preserver for a colorless and a green. Elf Archer, 2/2 with flash and reach. Whenever another non-human creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay X. When you do, put X +1/+1 counters on Wildborn Preserver. Also running Azusa Lost But Seeking. She's so good. 2 colors and a green. Human Monk, 1/2. Says that you may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. I know that I can't create... you will not be seeing 2 copies of her in this deck. But just the fact that you can play 2 additional lands on each of your turns is so powerful that I figured I'm going to be running her anyways. Cemetery Prowler for a colorless and 3 green. It's a wolf, 3/4 with vigilance. Whenever Cemetery Prowler enters the battlefield or attacks, exile a card from a graveyard. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each card type that shares with cards exiled with Cemetery Prowler. Really good. Also running the Farfinder for 3 colorless. It's a fox, 1/1. It's got vigilance. It says when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card and reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. It's pretty good. Also running Fierce Empath in this deck for 2 colorless and a green. Elf, 1/1. It says when Fierce Empath enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost 6 or greater, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Also running the Nadir Kraken for a colorless and double blue. It's a Kraken for 2 and a 3. 2 and a 3. 2/3. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1, and if you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Nadir Kraken and create a 1/1 blue tentacle creature token. Pretty good. This guy is going to do very well in this deck. All-Around Reef Ooze. It's 2 colors and a green to play. Ooze, 2/2. Says that when it enters the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. And whenever it attacks, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on each attacking creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. Very good. More often than not, probably make 2 of these guys, put the +1/+1 counters on each other, so that when they attack, they just constantly get stronger. Probably do that, but you never know. Situations, right? Also running the Sky Scanner for 3 colors. 1/1 artifact creature, Thopter, flying. And when it enters the battlefield, I get to draw a card. Also running Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. For colorless, green and blue. Elder Giant, 6/6. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escapes. Whenever Uro enters the battlefield or attacks, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. You can escape it by paying 2 green, 2 blue. You gotta learn to count there. And exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. Nice. Also running Thassa Deep Dwelling for 3 colorless and a blue legendary enchantment creature. It's a god, 6/5, indestructible. And as long as your devotion to blue is less than 5, Thassa isn't a creature. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. I could pay 3 and a blue and tap another target creature. I figure I would run her because I've got a lot of, I think, ETB triggers in this deck to warrant keeping her around and, you know, abuse those abilities. So, we'll see. Running the Battle Mammoth for 3 colorless and double green. It's Elephant, 6/5, trample. Whenever a permanent you control becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. You can foretell this guy by paying 2, exiling it, and then at a later time, pay 2 and double green to cast. Pretty good. Running Elder Gargaroth in this deck, 3 colors and double green, beast, 6/6. It's got vigilance, it's got reach, it's got trample. It says whenever it attacks or blocks, I get to choose one. I get to create a 3/3 green beast creature token. I can gain 3 life, or I can draw a card. This guy's very good in this deck. Running Keeper Fables for 3 colors and double greens, cat, 4/5. Whenever 1 or more non-human creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Very good. Also running a Karuga Macro Sage in this deck for 3 colors and either a green or a blue ×2. It's a Dinosaur Hippo, 5/4. It's got Companion, but we're not running Companions, so we're not going to worry about that. But it says that whenever it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other permanent you control will convert a mana cost 3 or greater. Pretty good. Ah, yes, Morty. Running Morty of the Frost for 2 colorless, green and double blue, shapeshifter, 0/0 with changeling. So when it enters battlefield, it's not going to be able to get a copy, but that's okay. You may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of a permanent you control, except it's legendary and snow in addition to its other types. And if it's a creature, it enters with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it and has changeling. Very good. Since we're running a deck where we got a lot of like copies going on, I figured running this guy would only be helpful. Running Nissian Boar for 3 colors and double green boar with 10/6. All creatures able to block Nissian Boar do so. Whenever Nissian Boar becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller draws a card. Basically, he's there to end the game if possible. Running the Rootless U for 3 colors and double green Tree Folk, 5/4. When he dies, you get to search your library for a creature card with power or toughness 6 or greater. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Pretty good. Yeah, I gotta run the Everbrook Caretaker. She's 4 colors and double green to play. Human Werewolf, 4/4. She's got hexproof. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control, and she's day-bound. If you're able to make it night, she transforms into the Hollowhenge Huntsmaster, Werewolf, 6/6. Still got that hexproof. But now all of the permanents you control have hexproof. That is gross. Also, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2+1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Nightbound. Very, very good. Also running Hydra Broodmaster in this deck for 4 colors and double green. Hydra 7/7. It's got Monstrosity X, where you can pay XX and a green. And then when Hydra Broodmaster becomes monstrous, put XX green Hydra creature tokens on the battlefield. Very good in this deck. Also running the Beanstalk Giant for 6 colorless and a green. It's got asterisks, it's giant. It says that its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Also has Adventure, Sorcery, Fertile Footsteps, which you should take advantage of playing, with 2 colors and a green. It says you search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Then you exile this card and you may cast the creature from exile if you wish. Very good. Running Hull Breaker Horror in this deck for 5 colors and double blue. Kraken Horror with 7/8. It's got Flash. It says the spell can't be countered. Whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1. Turn target spell you don't control to its owner's hand. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Very good. This guy's gross in this deck. Running Coma Cosmo Serpent for 3 colors and a double green, double blue. Serpent 6/6. Says the spell can't be countered. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 3/3 blue serpent creature token named Coma's Coil. Sacrifice another serpent, choose 1. Tap target permanent. Its activated abilities can't be activated this turn. Coma gains indestructible until end of turn. Very good. Running Paleka Worm in this deck for 4 colors and 3 green. Worm 7/7. It's got Trample. It says when it enters battlefield, you get to gain 7 life. When it's put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you get to draw a card. Very good. Last but not least, yeah, you probably knew this was coming. Running Eldrazi, Ulamog's Crusher for 8 colorless. 8/8. Eldrazi with Annihilator 2. Also has to attack each turn if able. Very good in this deck. Very good in just about any. That's all my creatures. Got a lot of them. Of course I got a lot of them. Let's take a look at instance. Running Traction Helix for a blue. Instant until end of turn, target creature gains tap, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Pretty good. Running Depart the Realm for a colorless and a blue. Instant. Turn target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. I can foretell it if I want to for 2 colors and then playing blue later. Very good. Running Geist Wave for a colorless and a blue. Instant. Turn target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, and if you controlled that permanent, you get to draw a card. Very good. Got some options here with this guy. Also running Into the Royal for a colorless and a blue. Instant with Kicker. Kicker cost is a colorless and a blue. You return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If the spell is kicked, I get to draw a card. Very good. Also running Ram Through for a colorless and a green. Instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has Trample, excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. Very good. Running Polymorphous Rush in this deck. This card's good. It's 2 colors and a blue to play. Instant with Strive. Polymorphous Rush costs a colorless and a blue more to cast for each target beyond the first. Choose a creature on the battlefield. A number of target creatures you control each become a copy of that creature till end of turn. Running Regress for 2 colors and a blue, instant. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. That's pretty good. Permanent. Target anything. That's good. I like that. Last but not least, running Sublime Epiphany for 4 colors and double blue. Instant. It says choose one or more. Counter target spell. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. And target player draws a card. Nice. Love this. Good card in this deck. Sorceries, let's go. We got Cultivate here for 2 colors and a blue. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal those cards. Put one on the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand. Shuffle your library. Running Path to the Festival for 2 colors and a green. I think I said blue earlier. That's green, clearly. Hello. Sorcery that says search your library for a basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Then if there are 3 or more basic land types among lands you control, you can scry one. Also has flashback for 4 colors and a green. Nice. Running Raven Form for 2 colors and a blue. Sorcery, exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue creature token with flying. You can foretell it. Nice. Running Alderun's Epiphany for 5 colors and double blue. Sorcery. This is a very pretty card. Look at that. Create 2 1/1 blue bird creature tokens with flying. Take an extra turn after this one, and then exile Alderun's Epiphany. And you can foretell it for 4 colors and double blue. Very good. Very pretty. That's my sorceries. Artifacts, we're running Giant's Amulet for a single blue. Artifact equipment, and then when it enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 and a blue. If you do, create a 4/4 Giant Wizard creature token, then attach Giant Amulet to it. Equipped creature gets +0/+1, and this creature has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Equips for 2. Trying to protect my Volo there, right? Running Armory of Iroas in this deck for 2 colors. Another equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Very good. Equips for 2. Another equipment. Goldvine Pick for 2 colors. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Love that. Equips for 1. Another equipment. Running Mirror Shield for 2. Equipped creature gets +0/+2 and has hexproof. And whenever a creature with Death Touch blocks or becomes blocked by this creature, destroy that creature. Equips for 2. Very good. Last but not least, we've got Replicating Ring for 3 colors. It's a snow artifact. You tap for 1 mana of any color. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a night counter on Replicating Ring. And if it has 8 or more night counters on it, remove all of them and create 8 colorless snow artifact tokens named Replicating Ring with tap, add 1 mana of any color. Pretty good. Those are my artifacts. Alright, enchantments. Let's go. Running Bind the Monster for a blue. Enchantment Aura, enchant a creature. Bind monster enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. It deals damage to you equal to its power. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap steps. Pretty good. Running Frogify for a colorless and a blue. Enchantment Aura. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a blue frog creature with base power and toughness 1/1. Nice. Running Kenrith's Transformation for a colorless and a green. Enchantment Aura, enchant creature. Whenever Kenrith's Transformation enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3. Very good. Running Ordeal of Nylea in this deck for a colorless and a green. Enchantment Aura, enchanted creature. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then if it has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, sacrifice Ordeal of Nylea. When you sacrifice Ordeal of Nylea, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them on the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. Running Primal Empathy. See? Empathy. For a colorless green and a blue, enchantment. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if you control a creature with the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. Very good. Running Snake Umbra for 2 colors and a green. Enchantment Aura, enchant a creature. Whenever a creature or enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. Also has Totem Armor, which is very good. Running Grafted Identity for 2 colors and double blue. Enchantment Aura. It says an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Enchant creature. You control enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. Very good. Running Enthralling Hold for 3 colors, double blue. Enchantment Aura. Enchant a creature. You can't choose an untapped creature as the spell's target as you cast it. You control enchanted creature. Pretty good. And I'm running Gargaroth, the Sea God, for 5 colors and double blue. Saga. Stage 1 says create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token with hexproof. 2 says tap all non-land permanents target opponent controls. They don't untap during their controller's next untap step. And then lastly, it says on 3, gain control of target permanent and opponent controls and untap it. Nice. Love this card. Very good. Running 2 Planeswalkers. Let's go. Gargaroth Unleashed for 2 colors and double green. Gargaroth starts out with 4 loyalty. You can +1 him if you want to, and up to 1 target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. You can -2 him to create a 3/3 green beast creature token. If an opponent controls more creatures than you, put a loyalty counter on Gargaroth. Nice. He's got a -7 that says you get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, you may search your library for a creature card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Very good. Running Teferi, Master of Time for 2 colors and double blue. Teferi starts out with 3. He says you may activate loyalty abilities Teferi, Master of Time on any player's turn, any time you could cast an instant. He's got a +1, says draw a card, then discard a card. He's got a -3 that says target creature you don't control phases out. -10 that says take 2 extra turns after this one. Very good. Show you my lands that I got, at least the non-basic ones, right? Running Bark Channel Pathway. I can tap it for green, or if I need to, I can flip it for Tide Channel Pathway to tap for blue. Running Bonder's Enclave. I can tap for colorless, Pay 3, tap to draw a card. Activate this ability only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Running Crawling Barrens. I can tap for colorless. You can pay 4 to put 2 +1/+1 counters on Crawling Barrens. Then you may have it become a 0/0 elemental creature until end of turn. It's still a land. Running Colony Ambush for 2 colors and a green. Instant. It says target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Or if I need to, I could run Colony Territory. Enters the battlefield tapped. I can tap for green. Running the Rhinewood Falls. It's a forest island that I can tap for either green or blue. Enters battlefield tapped. Running the Shimmer Drift Vale. Snowland. Enters battlefield tapped. When it does enter, I get to choose a color. Then I may tap this guy for 1 mana of the chosen color. Running the Slundi Vision for 2 colors and a blue. Instant. It says look at the top 6 cards of your library and may reveal an instant or sorcery card from among them. Put it in your hand. Put the rest in the bottom, or excuse me, you reveal an instant or sorcery from among them and put it into your hand, and the rest the bottom of your library in a random order, or if I need to. Run a Slundi Isle. Enters the battlefield tapped. I can tap it for blue. Also have Temple Mastery here. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it does enter, I get to scry 1. I can tap it for either green or blue. You've seen me do this guy a whole lot, probably in every deck. Probably. Tyrite Sanctum. Land card, tap for colorless. Pay 2 and tap. Target legendary creature becomes a god in addition to its other types, and you put a +1/+1 counter on it. Pay 4 and tap it to sacrifice Tyrite Sanctum. Put an indestructible counter on target god. Very good. Lastly, we're running a Umbra Wizard for 4 colors and a blue. Merfolk Wizard 4/3. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery or wizard spell, Umbra Wizard gains flying till end of turn. Or got Umbra Skyfalls here. Enters battlefield tap, but I can tap it for blue. Very pretty. Those are my lands, except for the basics for the rest of the 99 in the deck. So that's Volo, Guide to Monsters. Very fun. I enjoyed building this deck. Can't wait to try it out. His ability is pretty good, I got to admit. So it'll be fun seeing what comes of this. Strongly recommend trying them out. So that's it for the video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. If you like this kind of content, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you got questions, I'm down to answer them the best that I can. Love hearing from you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a good one.